about today's technology?
Technology?
Yes, like iPhones, new TVs, new robots that they're manufacturing.
Oh, I think it's marvelous. I have a computer but don't know how to work it. I have a telephone, and I tell anybody, I say, if you want to talk to me, call me on the phone. Don't ask me to use one of those pads where I have to find something. Yeah, I don't have one of those pads, whatever you call them, right?
iPhones?
Yeah, the iPhone, yeah.
Touch
Right.
screen.
Still have the telephone, right?
That's legit.
That tells you how old I am. I'm way back. But I liked all the big bands because everybody in the big band knew how to play an instrument. Not like today, if you play 4 notes, you have a song. I mean, they can play all sorts of notes, all sorts of chords. So to me, that's music to me. World War II was the biggest thing for me. We decided that we had to defeat the Japanese, or we'd be talking Japanese the rest of our lives. So I spent almost 2.5 years in the islands. So they wanted Guadalcanal because it was going to be an airport, an airfield. It took us 6 months to conquer the island. But the thing I want to tell you about was the jungle. It's so thick that if you don't have a compass when you get in the jungle, you can get lost in 15 minutes. I have lost a lot of hearing in my ears because of machine gun fire, rifle fire, mortar fire, okay? So if I ask you again to repeat, that's why. So.
Hello, my name is Joshua, and what was the biggest commitment that you've ever made?
Getting married. But it was wonderful, right? I knew my wife before I went in service, before World War II, before Pearl Harbor, right? And she waited for me for about 4.5 years. And during that time, she would write practically every day to me. Once upon a time, in one of the islands, they finally found us, the Marine Corps, and so they passed out all these letters. Now, what they would do, when the mail came, somebody would stand on an ammunition box, get all the letters, and call your name, and they'd throw them to you, and you'd try to catch it, right? And so after I picked up all my mail, they handed it to me. A couple of guys came and said, "Harry, you got to marry this gal. She loves you." So I said, "Thank you." And I did. After it was over, she's the one I married. So then we were married for 65 years, right? I came back from the islands on a hospital ship, and everything went quiet when the captain said, "We'll be going through the Golden Gate Bridge in about 15 minutes. So we all waited quietly, and then we went under, and I looked up as we were going under the bridge, and I said, "Oh, thank you, Father, for bringing us all home." When we came after the Golden Gate, we went right to the big naval hospital in Oakland, California. My bed, there's this book on my bed. I said, "Oh, gee, it's wonderful. The Navy's giving us books to read. It's marvelous." And I looked at it, and it said, "Science of Mind" by Ernest Holmes. Oh, this was after the war, and my cousin came in from California, and she says, "Will you take me to church?" Took her to church. We found a Unity church, and lo and behold, I said, when the minister started talking, I said, "I read this book. I know what he's talking about," right? So then, from then on, I became a Unity person, right? So.
What advice would you give to people that are our age?
Use your minds. Listen to things and make your own decisions about them. Don't just accept something because you hear it. Think about it and use your mind and decide right or wrong or ooh, I want to investigate this or right. Use your mind. That's what you have it for, right? And Unity will do it for you, right?